Hey there, my name is Brett Farrell, founder of the Farrell Group, your favorite lead gen agency and home of the Million Person List. And in this video, we're going to talk about landing page optimization best tactics, tricks. It's basically like, what do you optimize? It's like what we go for first, okay? So it's kind of hard to be able to say one particular thing that you need to optimize first because every tool is a little different. So a lot of times we'll do quizzes, right? And so you have to optimize not just the front page, but also the opt-in page. So since we're going to go and make things a little bit more easy on ourselves, let's go ahead and just talk about, say we have a checklist. Say that we have a checklist that we're giving away, and this checklist is a one single page that has the picture of the checklist on one side, the opt-in on the other, and then some supporting evidence with a headline above. So first and foremost, what I want to look at is, for optimization, I want to look at where the traffic is coming from. Okay, I want to look at how people are interacting with the page, how far they're scrolling down, how many times they're clicking, how often people are coming back. What is your bounce rate? So all of these things, there's a lot of little pieces that I just kind of rambled off there. So I'm going to give you a couple tools that you're going to need in order for you to really monitor this. All right. So we like to use, for some of our preliminary work, we like to use ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels has given us a lot of flexibility to build pages, to track just ongoing traffic, track all the click-throughs, to be able to actually see how far people are going down the funnel. And if you don't have those, if you don't have that tool, or you're not using like lead pages, you're doing something different, you're going to need Google Analytics. So Google Analytics, if you don't have or aren't using this currently, it's just a free service that you apply a tracking pixel on the page in the header, and what it does is that it monitors all traffic for you. It's going to show you behavior. It's going to show you how people are interacting with your page from what device, how long they're on your page, where in the world they're coming from. It's actually going to show you live how many people are on your site at any given time. So it's very unique. You can actually see some demographic-based information built into Google Analytics. I'm not going to go deep into that because I think you can use a little bit of the Google and actually follow along on that. But that's just not, again, something we're going to go into this video. But Google is going to go ahead and actually give you an incredible amount of data to look and see, okay, what amount of time people are spending on your site. And yet we want to not only know we want to know conversions, okay? Out of the gates, you're going to know total amount of people that are actually coming to your page. And these are not sessions, these are unique page views. So look at unique page views, and then I want you to look at how many leads are generated from those unique page views. Okay, so again, this is just raw data that you're going to want to look at before you can even start tweaking and changing things. Because if you can see that you have 100 people come to your page on any given day, right, and you get 50 leads from that, as you can see right now at this rate, you have a 50% conversion, which is fantastic, right? 50% is great. So now if you want to know, though, like some of the more unique ways that you can actually track this, I'd also recommend a tool called Hotjar. Hotjar allows you to actually heat map and watch how people are interacting with your page. They even offer recordings. So you can actually see how people are actually on the page. It'll show you from what device, not just desktop, but mobile as well. And it'll give you an actual recording of them going through your page, stopping, and then scrolling more and stopping and then clicking. It gives you the time they've been on the page. Now, all this data and all this stuff that I'm telling you about right now has nothing to do so far with the theme of this video, because this is all information you need to know in order for you to test. Okay, so Hotjar is a free account, Google Analytics is a free account. Both of them are fantastic, and I highly recommend you have both. But once you can kind of see how people are interacting with your page, the main things that you need to actually start testing is the headline, okay? Now I'm gonna look at just this as the page. We're not gonna talk about the Facebook traffic or any way that they're getting there. We're just gonna talk about the page. Let's look at your headline. How is your headline responding? Now we use split testing tools like VWO, which is Visual Website Optimizer, and then also we use Optimizely. These are other types of tools. There's ConvertKit as well that are also it's convert.com, which is another tool that we've done and utilized to actually test and done split tests. But what you need to do is you need to test your headline out. Your one main headline, you need to make at least 6 variations of that starting out. So that way you can put those in queue and test them out to see one at a time in an A/B test whether that is actually performing better than another. And then you run these tests and see, okay, well, we get a 1% jump on this and we have 80% certainty that that works. Perfect. And keep in mind, all of that data, that's in those services, that's in those tools. So it's not like you have to do the math for that. So don't worry. Arithmetic is not my thing. I'm not great at math, so don't worry. You don't have to be any type of Einstein, any type of brainiac, anything like that. So just, it's cool. They're really simple stuff. So then from there, you also want to test the call to action. So there's typically like some verbiage on the right-hand side of the page that's just above the name and email box. It's something like, please submit your name and information below and you get XYZ thing. Sometimes you don't even want to go down that path. You want to say, join the mission, or you want to say, make a difference. Yes, send it to me. I'm game. Like, just get creative with that, okay? Get creative with how you require people or instruct people to access your content, whether that be, again, a checklist or that's a ebook or whatever that happens to be. Next is length of page. Now, with Hotjar, when you have recordings, you can see how far people are scrolling down your page. If you have a really long page, this is going to be a tool to help you see how far people are scrolling down your site. If you see that like halfway down the page, only 10% of people make it here, and you have just this big chunk up here of they get here and then they bail, you know for a fact that there's a sticking point right there in the middle, and you need to start testing those individual pieces. You need to start seeing, how can I shorten up my page? My audience, or whoever I'm targeting, doesn't want to continue to read. So maybe a long form page is not what you want. Maybe you need to do a complete test on a shortened version of your page versus a longer version. Next is you want to test a video versus just standard text. You want to see how well the video converts and the placement of the video and where that's at. The next is you want to try a different call to action button. If the button says, yes, let me in, yes, I want this, give it to me, send it now, submit. All these are different types of buttons, and these are different types of call to actions that are below the name and email field that you want to test out. The color of the button is also very particular, coming especially from where this traffic source comes from. There are certain marketers and people that have been able to test this to say that if you actually color code your page to match some of Facebook's colors, they feel like they're more at home and it feels like an environment that they're used to. I always highly recommend using Facebook Blue, but then also using Amazon Yellow/Orange. It actually creates buyer experience that is very similar to what they're used to on Amazon, so they feel more comfortable clicking a button that they're used to already buying from. So let's see, what else we got? The content itself is also going to be important. You're going to want to try out, adding more information, but then also removing specific information that's going to go ahead and shorten or lengthen the page. Sometimes adding in more content also helps, but that content also has to be a driver for the actual, whether it's the sale or it's the opt-in itself. Adding and changing out certain images, making sure that there's, say you have a cookbook, you want as much food porn on there as much as you can. And I mean, all joking aside, you want to make sure that you're showing off visually as best as you can how awesome this product is that you're selling, or that what this lead tool is and what they're getting in store for. The best thing that I've learned from over the years of doing this is that people don't buy products online, they buy pictures of products online. So the best thing that you can ever do is give them the experience on the other side of the grass, and basically see on the other side of that door what's to come. What could they look forward to? What is that experience, or what is that thing that they're going to get, without just give them the look through the looking glass. And then if you can actually help them get over any anxiety of what it could be, and just give them a clear understanding of what they're in store for, that also helps remove any buyer's remorse, buyer behavior of any objections. Will also, like if for a lead tool, if they're being given away some type of checklist, then clearly it's much easier for them to be like, yes, I want this, because it's only an email that they're actually having to submit in exchange for that valuable item. So anyway, those are my top tactics and top tips. I would say, again, as a quick summary, headlines, call to action, the buttons, the button call to action itself, even the color of the button. Remember we said Facebook blue and Amazon orange. We also looked at length of the page, placement of the copy, adding any more images, changing out video, testing video versus long form copy and text, and basically just looking at your data, seeing your Hotjar or Optimizely, utilizing your tools and services to do your split testing, but also seeing how your audience is really interacting with your page is going to be some of the best tactics and tips that we use and that we look to in order to help improve our conversions one step at a time. Anyway, thank you again for tuning in. I actually have a checklist for you that is going to be a little bit of a giveaway that we have where it's going to help you build a list. It's going to help you build that 7-figure list that you know that you deserve. And I know 7 figures might sound a little outlandish, but this is what we do for our clients on a regular basis, is that we help them build massive lists. And we actually have a checklist that we use to make sure that do we have everything in place? Is our headline on point based on the parameters of what we've learned? Is our call to action on point? Is our page layout good? Is the communication actually set out? Is the technology set up? All this. This is our big checklist that we use, and I want to give that to you away for free. All you need to do is scroll down to the bottom of this video, and there's a link just below. That link's going to take you over to the page where you can download it for free. I hope you take advantage of that today. Again, my name is Brett Farrell. Thank you so much for tuning in. Would very much appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel, like, dislike if you didn't like it, and especially comment. I respond to them personally. Thank you so much, and I hope you check out some other weird videos. Appreciate you. Take care. Bye.